Three names, three warriors, and the second half of the season that could define Wrexham's championship survival. All right, Wrexham fans, if you love the Red Dragons like I do, hit that subscribe button because what I'm about to tell you could change everything about our championship campaign. Phil Parkinson has just delivered news that every Wrexham supporter needed to hear. Andy Cannon, Jay Rodriguez, and Ollie Rathbone. Three players who've been ghosts on the team sheet this season are finally on their way back. This isn't just about three players returning from injury. This is about Wrexham, sitting 14th in the championship, 3 points off the playoffs, getting what Parkinson himself called like new signings without spending a penny in the January window. Think about it. We've been competing in the championship, the most unforgiving league in English football, without three of our most important players. Cannon hasn't kicked a ball since February. Rodriguez hasn't played a single minute this season. And Ollie Rathbone, our player of the season last year, the man who helped deliver that historic third consecutive promotion, has barely featured. We're 6 games unbeaten in the league. We've just held Ipswich to a goalless draw. And we've done it all without them. But to understand why their return could be absolutely massive for Wrexham's season, we need to go back to where it all went wrong. Let's start with Andy Cannon. February this year, Mansfield Town away. A tackle goes in, and suddenly one of Wrexham's most reliable midfielders is on the ground. Anterior cruciate ligament rupture. The worst words any footballer can hear. Season over. Recovery time? 6 to 9 months, minimum. Cannon had been a proper player for us, the kind of midfielder who doesn't always make the headlines, but does the dirty work that wins matches. Losing him in February was a blow, but the focus was on getting promoted from League 2. Mission accomplished, but it meant starting the championship without him. Then there's Jay Rodriguez, experienced striker, signed to bring championship know-how to a Wrexham side making the jump up. But a stress fracture kept him out before the season even started. Week after week, month after month, no Rodriguez. Not a single minute in the championship. The goals we expected, the experience we needed, absent. And Ollie Rathbone. This one hurts differently. Player of the season. The heartbeat of that promotion-winning side. Pre-season injury to his ankle. And just when he seemed ready to return, just when he got that cameo against Cardiff in the League Cup last month, his body said no. A setback, another injury, the cycle continued. Behind closed doors at the racecourse, the medical team worked tirelessly. Parkinson had to plan without 3 crucial players. The squad that climbed from non-league to the championship in 3 remarkable years was being tested in ways nobody anticipated. But here's what most people don't realise about Wrexham under Hollywood ownership. This isn't just about football anymore. Every match is documented. Every injury is analysed by millions watching Welcome to Wrexham. The pressure isn't just to survive in the championship, it's to do it in front of the world. And we have been surviving. 6 unbeaten, 14th in the table. Players like Kiefer Moore stepping up, playing almost every minute. But everyone at the club knew the question hanging in the air. What happens when January comes? Do we need to spend? Can we compete for the playoffs? Then came Parkinson's press conference this week, and everything changed. Andy Cannon is back training. 5 words that sent a ripple through the Wrexham fan base. The midfielder who ruptured his ACL 9 months ago is back on the grass, not just doing light work, training with the squad. Rodriguez has returned to the training ground as well. The striker we've been waiting for all season, finally fit, finally ready. But here's the complicated bit. Neither Cannon nor Rodriguez made it onto Wrexham's EFL squad list earlier in the season. That means they can't play until after New Year. It's frustrating, but it's the rules. However, there was space on that list for one player, and that spot went to Ollie Rathbone. We haven't seen Rathbone yet, Parkinson admitted. Ollie just tweaked his quad a bit before the reserve match. It's not a major injury, but we need to get him out of this cycle where he's so determined to get back involved with the group that he pushes himself too hard. Could you blame him? The lad was player of the season. He wants to contribute. He sees his teammates battling in the championship and he's desperate to help. but sometimes the body needs time. What Parkinson said next was crucial. We know he'll be back. Not we hope, not if everything goes well, we know. Confidence from the gaffer that Rathbone will return, and when he does, Wrexham gets stronger. But the line that really caught everyone's attention came when Parkinson was asked about January transfers. People talk about the January transfer window, but we have players coming back to the group who will be like new signings for us. Like new signings? Think about that for a moment. In a league where clubs spend millions in January trying to strengthen, Wrexham is about to get 3 quality players back without spending a penny.
Wrexham supporters had mixed reactions. On social media, some fans were buzzing. "This is massive for us," one supporter wrote. "Getting Cannon or Rodriguez back is like making 2 signings in January." Others were more cautious. "We've heard this before with Rathbone. I'll believe it when I see him on the pitch." Fair point. The stop-start nature of his recovery has been frustrating for everyone. Local media jumped on the story. The leader highlighted how crucial these returns could be for Wrexham's playoff push. BBC Wales noted that Parkinson's squad depth would suddenly look very different come January. Inside the dressing room, you can imagine the buzz. Players like Kiefer Moore, who've been carrying the attacking load, knowing they're about to get reinforcements. The midfield, which has been stretched thin, about to welcome back Cannon's industry and Rathbone's creativity. Parkinson also provided updates on other injury concerns. Libby Kakache and Kiefer Moore both missed the Ipswich draw with calf and hamstring issues respectively. But the gaffer was philosophical about Moore's situation. For Kiefer, turning this injury into something slightly positive is that he's had a rest as he's played a lot of football. He'll come back refreshed and strong. Moore has been playing almost every minute for Wrexham and Wales. A forced rest might actually be a blessing in disguise. So, what does all this mean for Wrexham's championship season? Everything. First, the depth. Parkinson has been managing injuries and fatigue all season. Getting 3 players back gives him options. Rotation becomes possible. Fresh legs in crucial matches. Second, the quality. These aren't squad fillers, they're genuine difference makers. Rathbone was player of the season. Cannon is a proven midfielder at this level. Rodriguez brings championship experience we've lacked. Third, the timing. We're 14th, 3 points off the playoffs and entering the busiest part of the season. Having these players available from January onwards could be the difference between a mid-table finish and a genuine playoff push. This reminds me of when Wrexham was in non-league and key players would return from injury just in time for the run-in. Those moments often define seasons. This feels similar, except the stakes are higher. This is the Championship, one of the toughest leagues in world football. And let's not forget the Wrexham story. From non-league to the Championship in 3 years. Hollywood ownership, a documentary watched by millions. The world is watching this club navigate the biggest challenge in its modern history. Getting these 3 players back isn't just good news, it's a statement. Wrexham aren't just surviving in the Championship. With these reinforcements, we're preparing to compete. The second half of the season could be extraordinary. At the end of the day, this is what being a Wrexham fan is all about. The setbacks, the comebacks, the battles that nobody else understands. 3 players injured, 3 players fighting their way back, 3 warriors ready to rejoin the cause. From Hollywood to the racecourse, from non-league to the Championship, this club has always found a way. And with Cannon, Rodriguez and Rathbone returning, the story is far from over. Let me know in the comments, which of these 3 players are you most excited to see back? Hit like if you're backing Wrexham for a playoff push, and I'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Reds!